The Airbus A380, the biggest business traveler airplane on the planet, has encountered a violent history since it first entered administration in 2007. In spite of its underlying achievement, the A380 confronted huge difficulties as of late, counting declining interest for air travel, financial vulnerabilities and expanded rivalry from minimal expense transporters. Anyway, in an astonishing turn of occasions, the A380 is currently making an immense rebound. So for what reason is the very kind side making a rebound now, and will this be transitory, or on the other hand is there still a future for the A380? One of the fundamental justifications for why the A380 is making a rebound is the genuine interest for air travel in Asia is one of the quickest developing locals for air travel, with expanding number of voyagers searching for long-stretch flights. The A380 is appropriate for long-stretch flights with its open lodge and lavish conveniences, settling on it a well-known decision for aircrafts working in the district. As a matter of fact, a portion of the greater carriers, for example Emirates and Singapore aircrafts, have indeed even expanded their A380 armadas. The ongoing years to satisfy this developing need anyway. More current models like the Boeing 787 Dreamliner and the Airbus A350 are 20 more eco-friendly. Regardless of this, though, A380's resurgence is part of the way because of its unequaled traveler experience, which is uncommon. The A380 roomy lodge also lavish conveniences including confidential suites on board, showers and bars give a degree of solace and extravagance that is unequaled by other airplane in its class. For example, the Airbus A350 or the Boeing 777X. Basically put, the A380 is the most pleasant and quiet play you may experience on a 17-hour venture. This is especially significant for aircrafts like Emirates that are looking to separate themselves in a progressively aggressive market. Another factor adding to the A380's rebound is the accessibility of utilized airplane for certain carriers like Air France and Lufthansa resigning their 8,380 armadas. There is a developing stockpile of utilized A380s available. This is made simpler for carriers to gain A380s at a lower cost and extend their armadas without buying new airplane. The A380's rebound is additionally being driven by the new changes that came from an unforeseen corner in the carrier industry, achieved by none other than the coronavirus pandemic. The pandemic has caused a critical drop in air travel requests, bringing about carriers resigning more established and less proficient airplane. A large part of the A380s were constrained to ground, with even Emirates, the biggest client of the A380, compelled to ground the greater part of its air armada. Anyway, in 2022 a recuperation of the A380 began, since for some travelers and group individuals the A380 extensive rich lodge and the capacity to convey enormous quantities of travelers easily makes it more famous to travel to any objective regardless of the distance. Even Lufthansa and Qatar, which expressed that they would ground their A380s, withdraw their assertion and are bringing back part of their very enormous armada into activity not long from now. Moreover, the A380's resurgence isn't restricted to traveler carriers. In later years, a few cargo organizations have communicated interest in changing over A380s into freight planes. Another gift has been a recovery of where the A380 had eventually ceased to exist. South Africa, South America and India didn't have a single 8,380 in 2021. These objections are back, with benefactors in Europe, Asia and North America excited to see the Goliath back overhead. Its return implies more exceptional seats with the expansion in travelers, and that the travel industry has recuperated completely in each country, which implies high benefit edges for carriers, and that the 777X is on a rough street with inventory network issues as Boeing is trapped in a negative cycle. Then at that point it's nothing unexpected that the A380 is getting back in the game. Notwithstanding the variables referenced above, there are a few different reasons why the A380 is making a rebound. These incorporate the airplane's dependability, well-being record, and the way that it is a demonstrated plan that has been in existence for more than 10 years. Besides, the 8,380 has areas of strength for an organization, with Airbus offering progressing specialized help and support administrations to guarantee the airplane stays in pinnacle condition as aircrafts keep on extending their long-stretch tasks and look to separate themselves in a progressively aggressive market. The A380 is strategically set up to assume a critical part in the eventual fate of air travel.